Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Radiant Tale. Going to start Rady's route today, so we go over. Oh, look at it. There we go. Or Relita, not Rady. Whatever. What hasn't changed? My voice is a little off today because my allergies are starting to act up. But I'm so fucking behind, we're all gonna have to suffer. Like, I am so behind, I can't take a day. I can't. Like, his thing in the middle. Oh, the transition scene, the title cards for the chapters, they're beautiful. No, but like, I'm dying. Like, I'm okay at the moment, except for I just feel very stuffy and my throat feels weird. But like, I'm not sick. It's just my allergies. But I can't afford to take a day off because I'm so fucking behind, and this is annoying as shit. Because like, by the time I get to the point where I'm like getting caught up, I'm gonna have almost a week that I can't frickin' record again. And then I'll be fighting to get, and then it's just, over the next few months, it's just constantly having long weekends or time off. And because I can't drive, my mom has to come and get me. So that means I have to waste even more time. And then, like, when she brings me home, she stays because it's not like she's going to drop me off and then drop, you know what I mean? So it's like a day or two where she's here and I can't record. So it's like, what is amount of, oh, it's only 2 or 3 days is basically almost a week. So it's like, and I'm so fucking behind. Like, oh my God. I'm not even caught up from the vacation I took in July. Um, and then I've got a couple of days because I have doctor's appointments in August. And then I got my niece's wedding in September. And maybe I don't have to worry about anything until December. So for the next couple months, it's going to be the struggle bus. Like, oh, but anyway. Careful. Very careful. Don't tear it. Slowly, painstakingly, I peeled off the cute pink and white wrapping paper. Inside the elaborate packaging was a small box just big enough to hold in 2 hands. I lifted the lid gingerly. Not a second later, a gasp of delight left my lips. It's a set of teacups and black tea, and it's so adorable.
Nice. The cups even match. Good taste, good taste. Let me take a look. Hey, it says the pattern changes with heat.
That's pretty fucking cool. I have mugs like that. I don't have teacups like that, I have mugs. That sounds fun. Let's brew some tea later.
And what's this we have here? A plush? Huh. Is that a card it's hugging?
Looks like it. Well, actually, it's a picture frame. I held up the plush. That was when I noticed the message it had come with, and I couldn't stop a smile from gracing my lips. Congratulations on your marriage. I wish you a happy married life. Huh? Marriage? For a second, I was like, is this like a wedding gift? But I don't remember marrying Rady. I don't remember that happening. Even now that word stirred my heart, making me somewhat restless. I don't remember that happening. But it's been a couple of months and several games since we've played, so it still felt surreal, as if it were something that had nothing to do with me. But I'm really married now. Oh, okay, so we married Rady. I don't remember that. This is why the little flashback and the, like, putting pieces together is very helpful in this game. I like it. I couldn't deny that the many wedding gifts we'd received were real. Above all else, my husband was beside me, busily opening one present after another. This undeniable evidence forced me to admit that this blissful existence wasn't a dream.
Oh, look! A celebration gift set. It's got a variety of drinks, even non-alcoholic ones for you. Jenny is the best. Alrighty, next up. Wait, are you okay there? Your head's been in the clouds for a while. If you keep that up, our gift opening sesh'll never end, you know.
Sorry, I just feel like it's a bit of a waste to open them all so fast.
Well, I get where you're coming from. But they're taking up the whole room. We can't just let them hang around.
As far as burdens go, I guess this is a happy one. I like the fact that there's still the fluffy Rady hammock in the corner. having an argument, he just poops into his spaceform and sleeps in the hammock? Do you think he does that every once in a while? Just like, what else? And you're like, this is bizarre. You know what? We continued opening presents, both scanning the room briefly. My boring old room was now buried under a mountain of gifts from countless people. They were like an exhibit of the many bonds we'd forged and cherished over the years. The relationship between me and Relita had taken a big step forward only a few months ago. Relita, 3. An existence created by Celius, the great spirit of Earth. Using the power of his creator, he's finally become a real being who ages. I woke up in the morning, ate breakfast, cleaned up, and then began yet another day of greeting guests with a bright smile. This was followed by a perfectly ordinary early afternoon for the two of us until...
Hey, Spacey.
Yeah? He spoke in his usual tone, but at the same time his voice was filled with overflowing affection as he spoke.
Will you marry me?
Oh! I short-circuited, but the next moment, my heart overflowed with love and joy. So wait, did we not get married? And this is like... We're like married, so now we're going to flash back to getting... I don't remember. Okay, we'll see.
To tell you the truth, I wasn't planning on asking you so suddenly. I'd wanted to set up the right mood and occasion, but, well, I was staring at your face in a daze and I thought, I'm such a happy man, and it just slipped right out. Sorry about that.
What had started off as yet another ordinary day was transformed into the most special day of my life with a single sentence. Me, an ordinary girl who works at Lieber, a tavern in the capital. Ahem. She married Relita, who has become a true living being. They're now living the same peaceful life they had before they set out on their journey. Okay. Except for we know that he's got a human form, where before we set out on our journey, we didn't know that, and we didn't know he was beautiful. You've got a pin feather right here, and I so want to get it out, but you get so mad at me when I try. Fast forward to a few months later. Okay, since this is not flashbacky, I'm assuming we didn't get married in the first game. My brain doesn't want to work. Bells tolled, and the sound of their blessing reverberated throughout the area closest to the skies in Kalita. On the rooftop of the magnificent Sage Tower, the iconic symbol of the Scholar City... this is our first CG in this game. He looks gorgeous, Jesus. Okay, so we're just, glossing over our wedding, but okay, sure, whatever. Thank you for gathering here today, everyone. Surrounded by all our family and friends, Relita and I celebrated our grand wedding. Oh my god! Our parents are... I knew our parents... We brought back our parents in Vilio's route, but I couldn't remember. I'm like, didn't we also do it in Rady's route? Because it was, pertinent to him and his backstory and everything. And yes, we did. And here's our parents. Yes! The best parents ever! I love them so much. I don't remember the voices we gave them. It doesn't matter. Ah, you're so beautiful! Like I'm crying through tears. Oh, come on, Rigel. You'll cause a scene if you wail like that. I mean, my daughter is married now, I cannot cry. I can't deal with those feelings. I wrote that in so bad it's almost impossible to read. I can't not cry. I can't deal with all these feelings, but with all these feelings, because he's so covered in snot, probably. That's how I feel right now. I can totally empathize, but it's her big moment. Can you really see her properly when you're crying like that? I love this so much, though. Isn't Dad crying a bit too much?
I saw this coming, but phew, his face is a sight to behold.
It wasn't just family here at our wonderful wedding, of course. Even important figures like Calivis, Ginia, and Aleste had jumped at the invitation, taking time out of their busy schedules.
Speedsy, you're so pretty! Really, really pretty! Really just so handsome, too! One day I'll find the best partner in the world and hold a wonderful ceremony like you! Yeah, I'm sure you will, Firo. But before that, you'll have to be just a bit less bashful.
I'm sorry, Calivis and Firo as besties is still one of my favorite things. They're best friends whether they like it or not.
I'll take that as a challenge. Hands on, Columbus. Whoever finds a partner first wins.
And then they fall in love with each other. Seriously. You see that coming a mile. Okay, like, I know that technically we have an ending with Calivis, and like that's a possibility. He turns into his normal, real 17-year-old self, and then but like in this alternate universe right here, where we're married to Rady, this would be an anime spin-off, and you see how hard it's going in that direction, right? Like you can picture that. They're like, yeah, we'll fight him. Yeah, okay, and then they're best friends and they're competing, and then all of a sudden they realize, like, no, it doesn't. We can't find partners because we're in love with each other. I mean, it's got fucking gay anime written all over it, and I'm here for it.
Huh?
Stop right there! I can't let that slide! The prince's future spouse needs to measure up to my spectacular standards! Celeste, simmer down. I love you so much. Intelligence, looks, character, loyalty, offense, durability, attack range. Only a woman who excels in every single category.
You sound like you're picking out a weapon, not the prince's spouse. And for your information, Allie, you're being a plain creep.
I mean, a little bit. Our circus teammates weren't forgotten, of course. For the first time in a while, we were all together again to celebrate our wedding. It's gonna kill me when I see... Look! Pashali is here, thank God. I'm so tired of he's too sick, he's basically dying. Stop reminding me. Also, I think it's going to crush me when I see Zephora, because I just played his route, and I'm not over it yet, okay?
Yeah, it's almost unbelievable. I would have never predicted that these two would get married when I first met them.
They're perfect for each other, though. And they have lived together for over a decade. It is impossible for them to be a flawed match. They only got this far thanks to their lovely Cupid, Leon, who went above and beyond to set their world on fire. Some would even say you went too far. My poor clown bitch, I miss you. Listen, it's been a long enough time. I'm still in love with Ginny and Aleste, don't get me wrong. But, like, we literally just finished fucking Zephora's route yesterday. Literally yesterday for you, yesterday for me, okay? Like, that's how far behind I am. Also, these ones are really short, so it's not like I can do a full route and then go play a full route in our other game, because, like, these take, like, 2 days. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have to do a couple at a time. And I'm so behind that I think I'm going to have to almost finish the whole fucking game to catch up to where, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, I don't have the time to digest this one like I would a normal one. You know? But that's just the way it is with fan discs, because they're a little bit shorter, but I'm not over it. I miss you, clown bitch. I just married you yesterday. Literally. For all of us. In any case, it is delightful to be present at a happy moment in our friends' lives.
Right? There's great food, too. I got to eat cake. That guy's crying, but he seems happy. I gotta say, weddings are awesome.
You ate cake? The couple hasn't even cut it yet.
Did you really steal a bite from the wedding cake? I didn't. Some guy came up to the rooftop earlier and gave me a sample. He said, I'm an insignificant researcher, but please taste it. Research about tolerance, dragons.
That sounds... well...
Vilio, do you feel strange at all?
Strange?
Whoa, what's going on? My body's becoming all colorful.
That's what you get for lowering your garden, eating something fishy. Remember, this is Sage Tower. Fey experiments are the norm.
Well, Vilio was known for being a dragon, so I shouldn't be surprised. I need to be careful, too.
What? My body's glowing rainbow colors now? Oh, look, he's a real-life disco ball. Cool. Oh, CG is beautiful. I love it.
Sheesh, what's all the ruckus about? I feel like those guys are standing out more than us.
I love the fact that, like, even though he's supposed to be neon pink, it's still too red. Although, to be fair, on my computer, no, he's still, like, no, it's a little more neon magenta than it is, you know, in the game. But, like, I love the fact that they went with, like, pink accents on his suit. You know what I mean? Even if his fur wasn't supposed to be neon pink, you know, whatever. Like, I still like the pink accents on the suit, like the blush pink. It's, like, really nice. I like it. They must be overjoyed since we haven't gotten together in a long time. It wasn't a flashy event like our circus shows where we'd gathered a sea of people, but even if the scale was smaller, it was the happiest, liveliest wedding in the entire world. A smile softened the corners of my eyes as I watched our guests celebrate, and I shifted my gaze to my groom. Hey, Relita? Hmm? Are you happy?
Wasn't that obvious? I'm happy. What about you?
Of course, I'm really, really happy. I hugged the arm intertwined with my own and voiced my feelings for the person I loved with all my heart. Joy spilled forth, bearing fruit one after another in the form of chloris. I caught the bouquet of chloris in my arms and hugged it to my chest as everyone showered their blessings on us under the azure canvas. I, appreciate, though, that our first CG is our wedding one. But it is a little weird that it's a flashback moment. But I mean, to be fair, all of the weddings in the game, even when they're happening in quote-unquote real time, are kind of short like this. So they gave the same amount of attention to the wedding on these than they have, well, not Pashalia's, because Pashalia's was from the first game. But they flash back on it. But you know what I mean? Like, they actually, it's weird, though, that they started it this way instead of, flashing back on all the events that led to this and then talking about, you know what I mean? Like, recapping the first game. They haven't done that with this one yet. We're, 15 minutes in, so whatever. That had only been a few days ago. It had been a truly dreamlike day. But the memento of that day continued to shine on a nearby shelf even now, as if protesting that no, it wasn't a dream. Well, the actual hard part was the reception. I'd cried over the letters from my parents. I had to frantically restrain my dad, who'd gotten too excited about seeing Vilio. Relate I'd even jumped into the surprise show he'd held by the others as a last-minute performer. It was a wedding that represented us perfectly, including all the incidents along the way.
Here to share the joke.
It's nothing, I just thought it was a great wedding and, well, that it would have been nice if Celius was there too.
Celius, huh? I thought a guy'd been around, it might have been even crazier.
But if he were here with us, he would have blessed us in every way he could, right? After all, it was the glorious wedding of his precious son.
Son? You mean me?
Who else? He's your dad, right?
Dad? I mean, I guess you're not wrong in that sense that he created me, but, having Celius as my old man feels kinda... I don't know. That's a bit weird.
Well, it's a bit weird that you've known me since I was born. And we're getting married, so, everything about this is a little weird. Didn't you say something similar to my dad, too? Having you as my father-in-law feels a little uncanny, Rigel, or something like that? Rigel, our heroine's father, a researcher in the Sage Tower. He's generally calm and gentle, but can be childish when it comes to his daughter or any of his interests. He was in a perpetual sleep due to the dragon's curse. After 10 years, he was able to wake up with Vilio and Relita's help. It's nice that our parents are back. I love them. They're great.
Oh, yeah. It still feels downright bizarre.
He rubbed his chin thoughtfully before glancing at me with narrowed eyes. See, at least Rady is calling out. He's like, it feels a little fucking weird. But, whatevs. Because he's beautiful, so, we're okay with it. But everything about it's a little weird. It's not like the age difference of, I'm an immortal fate. Vilio's I'm gonna be 800 and you're gonna die because I'm a dragon and I live forever. Or when you're in vampire romances and they're yeah, sure, I look 30, but I'm actually 300. And you're like, whatevs, who cares? This is I've known you since you were itty bitty and whittle. But then again, Leon got really weird with I think I'm in love with you, pulling a fucking imprinting on me from Twilight, really fucking bizarre things. So weird shit's happened in this game. And yet, I'll let it slide. I will call it out for being weird, but whatever. What? Oh, sorry, my bird. Anyway, yeah, okay, we'll look at that.
You know, if I go along with that way of thinking, I don't mean Celius is your dad-in-law.
Now that you mention it, I'm sorry!
Jesus, there's no need to get so mad. You're so beastie. She's a real brat. You're so nasty.
And I'm saying this, and he's just sitting there in my hand, letting me pet his head with my thumb, and he just looks so cute.
But he gets nasty. I know, but you got pin feathers, and I can't help it. Sometimes I bump into them, and I know they hurt. But you don't need to bite that hard, okay? You gotta learn. You gotta learn to be nice. You gotta learn to be a good boy. You're mostly a good boy, but sometimes you're an evil, nasty brat. I say that, but you're so cute. You're so precious. Oh, look at you. Oh, you're so distracting. Oh, I could just stare at you and pet you and talk to you like this all day long, but then we never get through this. Anyway. It's unprecedented, you know. A human becoming a Great Spirits family member. Wow.
When you put it that way, it sounds like I pulled off something extraordinary. The 4 great spirits, who held authority over nature itself, were only supposed to be names in myths and fairy tales. But now one of them was part of my family, and we met... Oh, well, we didn't meet Libra, but we met, Leave. If I'd heard that before my adventure with Circus, I might have collapsed from shock. Did we meet Valen? And, didn't we have to fight him or something? Or, the impression of him? Or something about it? Well, we saw him, at least in a flashback in Ion's route, but... Did we see Libra? I don't remember. No. Maybe we did. That said, talking about unprecedented, you're pretty unthinkable yourself. Everything else pales in comparison. Look at my parents, who've kind of come to terms with it. They keep coming up to you and saying, "Tell me more about Celius."
I mean, those two and Celius are similar in some ways. If they ever met face to face, I bet they'd get along like a house on fire and kick up a big fuss.
Right. My parents' curiosity mixed with Celius's effectiveness would definitely lead to, well, organized chaos.
Rachel proposed making the best new home ever. Celius had built a new sage tower, and Mary had named it Love Tower just for kicks.
Miria, our heroine's mother, a researcher in the Sage Tower. Bright and gutsy, she understands her daughter well. She was in a perpetual sleep due to the dragon's curse. After 10 years, she was able to wake up with William and relieve herself. Same thing. Okay. Sheesh. Just picturing it made me laugh. It wasn't that long ago that I'd have never imagined he would talk about Celius so casually. Every time I heard his stories, a thought crossed my mind. Relita had made many memories during his long life, memories I didn't know anything about. But I could learn about his past one memory at a time, which made me happy. Our wedding was top-notch. It was fantastic! But I was just wondering, out of all the weddings you've been to, have any been especially memorable? I mean, your own is especially memorable.
Let's see. Oh, how far back was it again? Definitely before Rigel and Miria were born.
And that's also weird. That's the, you're so fucking old you were alive before my parents, but immortal being. Okay, not anymore, but was. So, it's not the, I was there when your parents were born. That's a little odd.
At any rate, I stopped by a small village near Ferris once and helped a lost girl there. That eventually led to me playing matchmaker for her, and I wound up participating in the wedding ceremony.
Huh.
Weddings in that village were one of a kind. The bride and groom had a ton of booze dumped on their heads. It was such a waste. I still remember thinking, that's good stuff. Don't pour it on them. Let me drink it.
They dump alcohol on their heads? You'd be soaked and reek of alcohol the whole time. That sounds wild. Also, uncomfortable. Just soggy clothes. Ugh. I guess there are all sorts of weddings, huh?
Yeah. Humans have all sorts of weird, wonderful ceremonies. But Fae weddings are all different, right down to basic customs.
That's a good point. All Fae probably have completely unique traditions from humans and each other. I wonder what dragons do. We'll find out next.
Now I'm intrigued. I might ask Vilio about it sometime.
We'll find out. Don't worry. In a couple hours. Couple days we'll find out. Our sharing of fond memories continued, and before I knew it, the night was no longer young. It was almost midnight already.
Oh, it's already this late. We gotta start our morning early like always. Let's get some sleep.
But we've barely made a dent in the pile of presents.
I never expected to finish it all today to begin with. Slow and steady wins the race.
Okay. She's thinking of yawning, so it made me yawn. I was too tired to hide my yawn, even though Relita was watching me. He gently wiped at my dewy eyes, and I sluggishly crawled into bed. Relita,
Hmm?
I'm cold.
Yeah, hold on a moment.
Bleary with sleep, I saw him swiftly put away the presents, then...
That should be it. Sorry for the wait.
I lifted up the blanket to make space for him, and he climbed in with a wry smile. I love the fact that she is like, you know what? Hey, get in this goddamn bed with me, and it's not like being all shy and weird. Look, I'm just saying, like, she was acting a little too shy and weird in Pashalia's route. You know what I mean? And, like, it was annoying. Like, it wasn't necessary. Oh my god, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed, oh my god. It's like, you're married, stop it. But, like, she's not like that in Zephora's route, and she's not like that here, so first, like, just get the fuck in this blanket with me. You know what I mean? Like, a little embarrassed, like, oh my god, we're in public. Okay, fine. But, like, it's tolerable. You know what I mean? So I don't know why they made her such a fucking, it's so annoying in Pashalia's route. Like, you know? Like, it's so bizarre. I hate it when they do that. I know it's, oh, we gotta keep the excitement or whatever, but it's so stupid. Because it's like, you're married now. This is not, I'm a 13-year-old with my first crush. I've never liked a boy. And like, oh my god, everything's a little awkward and weird. Like, when you're crushing on someone, everything's a little awkward and weird. Sure, okay, fine. But like, now that you're married, it's like, you can have, what we want is the fluff and the cute and the moments. And like, oh my god, stop. What are you doing? You made me giggle or whatever. Or like, blush from excitement. Or like, not embarrassment and not, like, they just... Like, I don't know, the acting like a 13-year-old with a crush for the first time so annoys me. Like, because it's the naive and the totally innocent, and it's like, at this point, you're not innocent anymore, stop acting it. Like, come on, you know? It's okay to not be an innocent, naive Mary Sue virgin, okay? It's okay. You know, like, and even if, like, you've had dating experience, you can still be awkward and giggly when you have a real crush on someone. So, like, you could have main characters who have dated before and, like, are still a little like, oh my god, I'm blushy because he's looking at me and I'm totally into him and I'm acting like an idiot type of a thing, you know? I get it, like, then you have to talk about the past relationship, so I'm fine with the fact that they're all like, never seen a boy before type of, like, I mean, I get that, that's fine, but it's the... Now, we've been married for a year, but oh my god, he looked at me. Oh my god, I'm gonna painful. That annoys the fuck out of me. I'm sorry, it's a pet peeve. It annoys me. It really does. But like, but again, she's not acting like that here. She didn't act like that in Zephora's route. Like her like little bit of blushing or kind of being a little like was cute and kind of worked and like they didn't harp on it, you know what I mean? It would be like, "Oh my god, I'm embarrassed." But like you could get it was, oh my god, it's a little shy and nervous kind of thing, not like, you know, and like, I don't know, but Pashalias, they just kind of like, they just went on about it too much. They made it like, what the fuck? And like here, it's like, okay, we're married. Like, she's like, get in bed. Like, all right, fuck it. Zephora's, it was like, oh, he pushed me on the bed. What the hell's happening? But you could have taken that as, has he never just like pushed you down and had his way with you? But I've got a feeling like maybe it did, and they didn't really tell you what happened, but you kind of inferred, and you could have kind of read into that any way you wanted to. You could have been like, wow, this is the first time he's being this like physical with you. Because like he never kisses you that we've seen, and he only tells you he loves you when you're sleeping. So like, has this never happened? You know? Or like it happens so infrequently that it's like, oh my god, it's a little embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, but they didn't like harp on it too much. It was like, bam, done. And you were like, oh, okay. All right, whatever, you know? But, or I could see in that she's like, come on, tell me you love me. And then he pushes her down and she's like, wait a minute. What happened? You know what I mean? Like slightly awkward. Like it was just handled better. I don't know. So, like, I'm just happy that most of the routes have been like that and have not been like, oh my god, Ginia is absolutely understandable because I'm still thinking of that CG and I'm still like, you know, I'm not embarrassed. It makes me giggle though, and like, that's different.
So warm. You're the warm one. Yawning so big like that makes you look like a kid again.
I curled up inside the blanket before looking up at him. Okay, don't talk about when I was a kid. That's weird. Hey, can you tell me a bedtime story like when I was a kid? It's been so long. Oh, it's strange. Don't. Hmm. I know. I want the one about the spring with glowing fish. The one you discovered during your travels.
Oh, that makes sense. You loved that story. You still remember it, I see.
Yep. Well, more like recently recalled it. He wavered for a second, probably out of concern. I used to pester him to tell me that story all the time, back before my parents had been declared dead. But after coming to Lieber, I never requested it again. Not even once. My subconscious must have been telling me to avoid anything that could remind me of my painful past. But my parents had come back safe and sound. Relita had revealed all his secrets, too. That was probably why I was slowly recalling pieces of the past buried deep within my memories.
Alrighty. In that case, I'll happily fulfill your request. This is the epic... Oh, this is the epic of Relita the Great.
Do tell. I've always loved listening to your tales. They always make my heart race, and I feel as if I'm jumping into a new, exciting world. Is Rady gonna write a book? Because he should have all his adventures. It'd be great. Things had changed since I was a child. Yeah, you're married to the man that used to tell you bedtime stories when you were a kid, and took care of you like a parent. Weird. Let's not keep thinking about that, okay? Stop reminding us. The love I had for him was now completely different in nature. I mean, yeah. But some things hadn't changed. A prime example was...
Our tale begins 500 years ago. Back then I was traveling around the world and...
The safest place in the whole world is right at Relita's side. I mean, that's sweet. I listened to the voice of the person I loved and the steady thumping of his heart. Slowly, I shut my eyes and quietly surrendered to sleep. See, we never got any of these asides like this where we were in Zephora's head. They never did this in his route. I was like, am I crazy? They did this in the others. They do. They never did it in his. And it's kind of like, it was a douche move, but it was a brilliant one. Like, I want to be like mad about it. Like, oh my God, we never got like, it would have helped us understand him and his thought process. But that's the whole point of not doing it. Like, it's kind of brilliant they didn't, because they're like, no. We don't want you to get inside Zephora's head because that's part of what makes it frustrating in his route is the, like, you have to try to understand who he is and wait for that payoff of him finally saying, I love you to you. Like, we heard, like, the best you got was, like, when you were asleep. But if you got, like, these moments like this with him, where you're in his mind and he's thinking about how he just wants to protect you and he loves you so much, but he has a hard time communicating it, and like all the little nice things he does for you. Yeah, that's great, but then they're spoon feeding it to you. And like the whole fun of his after story is how frustrating it is. Like, you know this, but you just want to be told it, but you know it. But they're like, no. You just have to know and understand. And you feel a little bit more like the main character. You know what I mean? Because you're like, as the player, you're not getting spoon fed his inner monologue like as a third party reading a story. You are experiencing it with her. Like, it's so frustrating. I know all this, but God damn it, just tell me. It was beautiful. Brilliant. Dick move. A dick move. Don't get me wrong. But it worked so well. You know what I mean?
I finally arrived at the spring. I didn't glow at night at all. It was pitch black. Then the clouds parted and the moon light. Like, seriously? You asked me to tell you a story and then you fall asleep in the middle? Sheesh. I thought you were all grown up, but you're still exactly the same as when you were a kid.
Let's not keep talking about that, okay? It's making it weird.
I tucked her in with an exasperated smile. This takes me back. Her sleeping face hasn't changed at all. I was reminded of her childhood.
Back when she'd take an interest in every little thing. Okay, can we not? Okay, this is the thing that's going to annoy me about this round. Like, let me just keep talking about when you were a kid and how I raised you, basically. Can we just... I know it's part of our backstory. We know. You've mentioned it a couple... You don't need to spend the whole fucking 4 hours going on about it. It makes it fucking weird. Like, not so much that I hate it, but it's like, nah, could we not? Could you not? Just maybe don't. She'd been truly happy, filled with hopes and dreams, uncompletely oblivious to the dark days ahead. I couldn't help but recall those days as I watched her sleep. Only a little while ago, I'd done everything I could to prevent her from remembering her painful past, avoiding the topic altogether. But Spacey had gained an inner strength that wouldn't fold no matter what she faced. And, well, I gotta be honest, kinda like it when she nags me to tell her stories. It wasn't that I liked talking about myself. I suppose it was more accurate to say that I liked watching her face light up with joy. I haven't changed much either compared to back then. I shook my head. No, I have changed. A lot. That's right. There was no way I hadn't. The first treasure I'd ever found in my long life was now lying in my arms. It had taken quite some time after my parting with Celius, but I'd finally gained a true family, and I could live at the same pace as her, as a human. I was sure that this tale had more happiness and hope than any other old story I'd ever told her. Oh, thanks for teaching me happiness. Night, Spacey. Maybe she heard me. Spacey leaned in until her lovely lips were right against my ear, and then... Fully manual fluffy vacuum. Relita is sold out. Thanks to everyone. What kind of fucking dream are we having? Seriously, what in the world are you always dreaming about? After bursting into hearty laughter, I shut off the lights. Like, she leans into whisper, and you're like, oh, it's gonna be sweet, and then it's some ridiculous fucking dream. That's actually cute, okay? Come on, that's funny as hell. It was a few days after our wedding. Even after becoming husband and wife, we still worked like always at Lieber. Sorry for the wait. Here's Lieber's specialty, our honey pancake. Thanks, Spacey. Lieber's got the best pancakes in town. You really can't get enough of the pancakes here, huh? That's because nothing can beat it. Even when I go around on a pancake tour, I always end up coming back here. Or so she says, Spiria. Thanks. Drinks are on the house for our dear regulars. Spiria sounded delighted when I gave her the feedback. Our 2 regulars took huge chomps of their pancakes, elated with the free drinks. Pancakes aren't the only reason I came today. I wanted to see you too. Yep, what she said. We didn't get the chance to congratulate you on your marriage properly. We've come with your present today. It's nothing fancy, but here. Huh? Oh, thanks. Whoa, I feel kind of bad you went out of your way like this. Relita, who had walked behind me without me realizing, bowed gratefully at our regulars. I have to say, you two look like a well-matched pair, but I never thought that floofball would turn into such a hunk. I mean, I knew. But, you know, that's part of having the game cards and the game case and everything, but... Yeah, congratulations on your marriage, Relita. Yeah, thanks. I feel a bit shy, but I'm happy. My lips curled into a smile, and our regulars grinned meaningfully. What is it? Aw, look at you. You look so happy. Hey, are things any different now that you're married? Yeah, we get to have all the sex. Because she probably wasn't doing it before. Oh, of course. He must be up to all kinds of naughty things they can't tell us. Yeah, the game doesn't tell us either. It's not that kind of game. Wasn't that obvious? Naughty things, Stop right there, Relita. Watch your mouth. It's so fun and lively with all the young'uns around. You have a cute daughter and a cute son now. I'm so jealous. Right? They're my pride and joy. Your brother and his wife came back safe too, didn't they? It sounds like everything's coming up roses.
I'm happy as long as those two have smiles on their faces. And mind you, happiness can't be measured in numbers.
That's great to hear. Oh, and can I have a second cup of coffee?
Sure can.
Okay.
Come on, Spacey, enough chatting. Get the man some coffee.
Okay, sorry about that, Spiria. And thank you. I'd found my opportunity to escape. Leaving Relita to entertain our guests, I headed for the counter. I wonder how long the teasing phase lasts for newlyweds. Have you met Ginia? Gonna go on for a while. My cheeks still felt hot. I quickly prepared the coffee and took deep breaths to steady my erratic heartbeat. I mean, there hasn't been that big of a change, and I certainly don't remember any naughty things. Really? Then he's either not doing it right or you haven't done it at all. We'd woken up in the morning, gotten ready, prepared the tavern, welcomed guests, chatted. We shared meals and snatched food from each other. We didn't just hold hands when we got home. I'd even let him ride on my head. I know what she means, but game. Phrasing! Has anything actually changed between us after our wedding? So who's saying this? Huh, what's with the ominous whisper? Are you two already bored and in a rut? You just got married. A chipper voice came to my ears and I spun around. Ginia? Nope, Leon. Okay, that would have been my second guess, but... There was Leon, a merry smile on his face. He waved cheerfully. Leon, where did you crawl out from? Hey, I'm not some sort of bug, and I just got here. Sorry, I didn't notice at all. Personal grievances with Leon aside, I'd messed up big time as a hospitality worker. Poor Leon is such a fucking punching bag. He really fucking is. You know what? I almost wish I had done Ginia and Leon at the end. I'm glad we started with them because, the Ginia route was a fucking amazing and getting the Aleste ending was really fucking a good time. But I almost wish we had waited just because poor Leon deserves his happy ending after the beatings we give him and all these other routes. He's always just so sad where it's oh yeah, flirting with everyone, personal grievances. Where did you crawl out from? It's he's a menace, but he's just... Oh, poor thing. Oh. He really is our punching bag. We just abuse this poor man with words. Oh, poor sweet thing. Feeling disheartened, I bowed apologetically, but he only waved me off. No, you don't have to be so sad. Part of it's on me. I kind of sneaked in. Why? I'm here to catch that fierce brute off guard and snatch away his wifey. Jeez, can't take my eyes off you for a second. I mean, but then he says shit like this, and it's all right, now I'm gonna need you to simmer down. This is why people, verbally abuse you. This is why. The moment that voice rang out from behind me, I felt a sharp tug. Oh, CG number 2, huh? Okay, put your tongue back in your mouth, you weirdo. Hands off, Leon. She's my wife. Quit flirting with her without permission. Is he gonna lick me? Relita embraced me from behind as if he were saying, mine. In other words, I can sweet talk her in front of your back, am I right? In your dreams. Party pooper. I'll just have to stick with flirting behind your back then. I'm telling you not to flirt with her at all. Relita always got so energetic whenever anyone tried to flirt with me. Even in his amnesiac state, he'd been jealous and protective when Leon tried it. Huh. Maybe Relita was actually very possessive. Don't come close to her ever again. Scratch that. Don't talk to her. Don't even look at her. What? That means I can't dine at Lieber either. You don't need to hang around here just for the grub. If you're desperate for food, deliver Relita. Deliver Relita. Instead of delivery, deliver Relita. Wow, that's hard. Come knocking on your door. No thanks. 98% of the reason I come to Lieber is to see Spacey. Bold of you to say something like that about someone else's wife. Whoa, what an ice-cold glare. Scary. All right, you. Sit down and listen. Some things just aren't acceptable, not even as jokes. Relita tightened his hold on me, and the ire in his voice increased with every word. And look at her. She's like, no, he's jealous and it's adorable. And he's all pouty and sulky, but pretty when he's kind of pouty and sulky. He might have been grumpy, but their exchange was hilarious, and I couldn't hold back a chuckle. Hey, why are you laughing like you're not involved in this? I was just thinking about how you two are such good buddies. Are you for real? Me and this guy? You and this guy absolutely have the Vilio Zephora Ginia Alest thing going on. I love that the best friends are like actually like also frenemies. Like they get on each other's nerves. But with Vilio and Zephora and Leon and Relita, it's kind of like they're like the frenemy friends. Like there's a little more animosity sometimes, a little more feisty fighting. You know what I mean? Because to be fair, Vilio and Leon are very similar. They're very like, you know what I mean? Their personalities are just. But like, and Ginny and Aleste is totally different. Like, it's a little, I mean, they still have the, like, there's always the flippant fun guy who's always making jokes and not taking really anything seriously. And then there's, like, I don't want to say the grumpy bastard because that's really just Zephora. But then there's the other more, but even, Rady's not even that serious either. He's just overprotective because Leon's super flirty. So you know what I mean? Like, there's a different dynamic, but it's still, like, they have, like, friend fights. You know what I mean? And it's like, they're just those, you want the buddy cop movies with them. You know, if there was just a whole, like, 2-hour long part that was just Ginny and Aleste going back and forth and, like, having to do a buddy cop moment thing, it'd be kind of fun to watch. Because you'd also get a little more of the dynamic of, like, what their friendship was like when they first met and stuff. I kind of want that little flashback. I kind of want a little, like, aside where it's like we talk about them when they were younger, what their friendship was really like, how it's developed. I just want to know all of that. But, like, Vilio and Zephora as, like, a buddy cop movie would be just the fucking best. Because they're, like, the frenemies to lovers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Zephora, you know, would be the one who cares so much if something happened to Vilio, but he would never fucking say it because he's such a salty bitch. And it's kind of adorable and fun. And Rady and Leon right now, they have that, like, moment because it's about me. But if I'm not here and they're just hanging out, they're both drunk and talking about how much they love each other and, like, you're the best. No, you're the best. And they're, like, drunken, chaotic messes together. But then if the second I walk in and then it's, like, frenemies battle, you know what I mean? It's, like, slightly different dynamics, but I love the little, like, frenemy fighting. Like, the friend fighting. It's just kind of fun. Like, they all have, like, there's, like, so many pairs like this. Ion and Pashalia are, like, they would have to be besties by default because there's nobody left. And it's, like, they would just be like, what the fuck is wrong with everyone? I don't know. And they would just, like, hang out and calmly assess everybody's problems. And they're probably, like, the two most, like, they would actually get along like normal friends and not have like the frenemy fighting friends. You know what I mean? Like, I just need to see like little aside stories like this, okay? With like, they're just hanging out, being buddies. Like, you know what I mean? These buddy pairs. That's what I mean. Are you for real? Me and this guy? Indeed, Relita and I are practically soulmates. See, exactly! In other words, the wife of my soulmate is my wife, too. That wouldn't be an overstatement. That's a whopper of an overstatement, you moron. I'll have Ion arrest you for being so annoying. Annoying Relita's a crime? What kind of tyrannical law is that? I giggled at the banter from my place nestled in Relita's arms, but then... Spacey, where's that coffee? Sorry, right away. Hearing Speria call for me, I frantically escaped Relita's embrace. Ugh, being a newlywed is only getting in the way of my work. Having a cute bride must be so nice. Hey, don't be stingy. Share with me just a bit. See, Leon is totally invested in the man harem. He is like, I don't care. I get a piece of, I'm cool with it. Everybody else is really jealous and possessive, so the man harem gets like feisty like this. But Leon's totally okay with it. He's like, whatever. I'm just happy to be here. So like, you know,
One in 1,000 years, pea-brain.
Randy, you do realize that you have to, there's a lot of competition in the man harem. But I love you all, so it's not really competition, you know? Let's see, flour, coffee beans, and a spare frying pan since the one we have is wearing out. We used a lot of eggs, so I should stock up on some of those too.
I knew it. I'm glad I chose to follow you. That's definitely more stuff than one person can carry. You know, even two people might be pushing it from what I can see on this list.
Yeah, let's only buy the most urgent things and get the rest later. You need a granny card. I tore my gaze from the lengthy list and turned to look at the hustle and bustle of the main street. Lunch hours were over and Leon had returned to his pub. The two of us were now walking down the main avenue, shopping.
Okay, I guess we'll go in order for now. Hey, you okay? Are you tired?
I'm not physically tired, I'm just, mentally fatigued.
Well, I think peeps will tease you about our wedding for a while. Think of it as their best wishes and take it at face value.
I'm happy about it, really, but it's still a little troubling, I guess. Everyone keeps asking what it's like being a married woman and if anything's changed after getting married. Do none of these people know how this works? I mean, but we lived together even before we got married. We even ate and worked side by side, you know?
Well, yeah, I guess it's not really anything new.
Right? That's why I ended up thinking marriage is a big step forward for others, but we haven't changed one bit. So, you haven't, I'm just saying. He crossed his arms, deep in thought. Seeing this, I hurriedly shook both my head and hands. Don't get the wrong idea. It's not that I'm not happy. Every single day I'm with you is tons of fun. I couldn't ask for anything better. Sometimes I suddenly remember that you're my husband now and I, well, smile myself silly.
Lacey, if you say so.
He sounded a bit relieved, and I breathed a little easier as well.
To be fair, we were family to begin with.
And you always slept in my room, just in a fluffy ball in a hammock, and now you're a hot man in my bed. So it has slightly changed.
The relationship might have gained a new name, but it isn't like we deliberately tried to change anything.
Yeah, I think so too. For better or worse, it's the same as always.
And if there's no need for things to be any different, then why change up the same old, same old?
Is that really the right thing to do?
That's not something you should force either, though, is it? If you're unhappy about anything, tell me. I'll try to improve it.
No, you don't have to. I just mentioned that on a whim. I'm not unhappy at all. Regretting what I'd said, I mustered up a reassuring smile. Perlita was right. If change wasn't necessary, then we didn't have to force it. We needed to be diligent and save all that for when we truly had to change and grow.
Are you really okay?
Did I say something weird? You look worried.
You didn't, but your habit of brooding whenever something's on your mind hasn't changed, so I got a bit concerned. Well, if anything ever comes up, you come running straight to me, Kay.
He let out a subdued chuckle and gently stroked my head. How many times had he patted my head in just that one day, I wondered. I don't dislike it. In fact, it makes me happy. But isn't this flirting? I'm not a child. I wouldn't say I'm not a child. I would say, are you flirting with me? Like, are you flirting? You know what I mean? Because you like it. You know what I mean? Don't say I'm not a child, because then that implies that you don't like it. Yeah, okay, good. It's already the third time you stroked my head today, by the way. Won't this count as public displays of affection?
Huh? You don't like it or something?
That's not the case, but I remember what you said before. You know, how you're not fond of being overly affectionate in front of others. Meanwhile, he had me in a deathlock in front of Leon and was basically like that. I'm sorry, sir. Then simmer down.
Did I?
You did. He was clearly playing dumb, and I wasn't having any of it. Then he abruptly avoided my gaze.
Well, all living things change with time, right? I'm trying to say that I can never stop myself from reaching out to you when you're by my side, Spacey.
Well, well, what a convenient symptom.
But if you told me to stop, I would, of course. Promise.
Don't tell him that. He phrased it in a gentle tone that made it sound as if I had the final say, but he wore a grin brimming with confidence as if declaring that he already knew my answer. He's so unfair. How could I ever say no when he asked like that? You don't have to stop.
I'll help myself then.
With that low murmur, Relita grinned from ear to ear as he ruffled my hair fervently. Honestly, like I'm like ruffling your hair or a little pat or something. It's not like he's shoving his tongue down your throat and dry humping your leg. You know what I mean? So like, it's okay.
At any rate, I'm here for you whenever you need me. If something's ever troubling you, make sure you tell your dear husband.
I will. Thanks. The two of us treaded the familiar path back splashed with the orange hues of sunset. I mulled things over in the back of my mind. It's not that I'm troubled. It's not that I have complaints. It's not that there's anything to worry about either. The life of peace and bliss I'd wished for was keeping me fulfilled. Just like Relita said, I can't find any reason to force things to change. I mean, I'm happy. The person I loved was always by my side, and if such days could continue forever, there wasn't anything else I could ask for. And yet, something was nagging at me. Even after our conversation, that voice was still there. But thinking about it didn't give me any hints as to the cause. Or at least, it didn't yet. Okay, it must be imagining things. It'll go away eventually, right? As those thoughts churned in my mind, I tightened my grip on the list in my hand and made my way to the grocery stalls. Because then it's like, yeah, what's the thing going to be in this? Chapter 2? Chapter 2. Look at how beautiful he is in his fucking transition CG, like the chapter things. God damn. Those sultry eyes, sir. We basked in magnificent blessings at our wedding. Then a month rushed by in a blur. Something was still nagging at me, but life was mostly peaceful now. Then one day, the doorbell rang, signaling the arrival of two special guests. Mom and Dad! I love them so much. We're here, Spacey. Sorry for being late. Did we keep you waiting? Not at all. Welcome back, Mom and Dad. Elated, I dashed to the entrance. I threw my arms around my parents and hugged them fiercely. You're a big girl now, but you're still such a mama's girl. That's okay. I'm making up for lost time by being needy right now. I tightened my hold on them, and Mom gently stroked my head in response. Dad, on the other hand... Tears streamed down his face like waterfalls for some reason, and he was almost choking as he sobbed. I love that our father is, like, overly emotional. And our mom is the emotionally strong one, and our dad is, like, the one who's just, like, a crier at everything and gets overly emotional. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm just saying. More men need to be in touch with their emotions, and I love the fact that our father is one of those. Like, bravo game. Good show. Dad? Why the tears? Anyone would cry in my shoes. My daughter. That little girl's still willing to hug me like always, even after she's become a married woman. Rachel, seriously?
Is that really something to cry your eyes out over? Your doting parent tendencies are getting a little crazy, dude.
Arlena smiled exasperatedly as he muttered to himself. Dad's sharp ears didn't fail him. Even though he was still crying, Dad pointed an accusatory finger at Relita. My sister can say what she wants, but you, Relita.
What?
And don't call people crazy. In fact, show me the proper respect I deserve.
Excuse me, isn't it a little too late for all that?
Listen up. I might be your friend, but I'm also your father-in-law. Therefore, paying me your respect is the right thing to do. Now then, call me father, will you?
Why should I? For going along with that logic, you're the one who should be paying respect to me as your elder.
The two bickered animatedly, and I love this, too. Dear God. The rest of us watched them from a distance. Oh dear, those two could argue for days.
Well, Lieber's fully reserved for family time today, so we can let those two squabble to their heart's content.
Yeah, they may be squabbling, but it sort of looks like they're having fun. That aside, since my parents lived in Kalita, they would visit Lieber once a month. Today was that day. We'd put up a temporarily closed sign and we're enjoying some private family time. I'll go make some tea for everyone.
Oh, don't worry about that. Sit tight and wait here.
Huh? But
you've been really looking forward to seeing these two, haven't you? You should spend every possible second with them now that they're here.
I watched Spiria gratefully as she went off to make tea. Then Mom and I sat at the counter. I didn't know you were so eager to see us. Of course I was. It's been way too long. My parents once came close to losing their lives due to a dragon's curse. Now that they were in good health again, they returned to their posts at the Sage Tower in Kalita and assumed their research. Our Thayer and Kalita were close, but it still took half a day's travel by carriage. No matter how much I wanted to spend time with them, we couldn't see each other every day. Thus, I'd gotten into the habit of acting like a child, eager for their pampering during our once or twice monthly gatherings. Ronald dropping letters over here because he's too busy working as Sephora's assistant. I'll let you in on a secret. Your dad fidgeted the whole time before we left Kalita. After, too, even. In fact, when he was getting on the carriage, he banged his foot and almost tripped. Same here. I kept bumping into tables and tripping over things. Relita gave me an earful. Maybe you got that from him. You're two peas in a pod in that regard. Our completely mundane conversation between parent and child made my heart swell, and I felt a smile warm my lips. I told her that I was experimenting with a new item to add to our menu and asked her to taste test it later. I told her how different flowers than usual were blooming in the garden, and I admired them every day. I told her that I'd made friends with a new guest who was quickly turning into a regular. A 10-year rift had separated Mom and I. Our mother-daughter conversation flowed on, never ending, as if to make up for all that time. Actually, there's something I wanted to ask you when I saw you today. What is it? I hope I can help. What was it like after you and Dad got married? Did anything change? Well, the biggest change is probably exactly what you'd expect. Living together. We worked in the same lab to begin with, so we had many chances to see each other. But returning to the same home is different. I remember it making me jittery but overjoyed. Huh. In our case, we've lived together from the beginning. Perhaps that was why the reality that I was married wasn't sinking in. That being said, living in the same house isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Really? Well, living together also means that you don't have your own private space. Yeah, you do. You have a room, he has a room. We did that with Sephora. We had separate rooms. There's a bedroom that you share, and then you each have your own office space or a place to go to be alone. He's got a man cave in the basement. You've got, you know what I mean? Everybody needs their own private space. I'm very much I need my alone time type of thing, so. Our hobbies and professions match, so we were happy about the opportunity to talk shop around the clock, but a couple that doesn't have common interests like that might have a rough time. Actually, even we used to fight all the time. Huh? I didn't expect that. I barely have any memories of you two going at each other. I hope not. I know she meant fighting, but Jesus, phrasing. Of course you don't. After all, we promised to never argue in front of you. Plus, we may have fought often, but we also made peace quickly. Be honest and communicate everything, no matter what it is. That's the key. I see. I'll make mental note of it. You do that. I have the feeling that you two won't argue as much as we do, though. Well, yeah, maybe. As my former parent and brother stand-in, Rolito wasn't an equal debater. He was understanding and empathetic first. He was always the first to back off, and we'd almost never truly clashed, just bickered. But maybe it just hasn't happened yet. We might argue for real one day. Is that what this is going to be? We're going to have a huge married fight, and it's going to be like weird and awkward because we've never fought before. Different than me and Sephora, where it's like, I'm just going to make up a pizza and we'll make up because we do this all the time, you know? Just because Sephora doesn't know how to open his mouth and communicate feelings. Just then, Spiria came back with a tray in hand.
Gosh, sorry that took so long. I
lost track of time. Steaming black tea with a honey lemon scent sat atop the tray. Cupcakes Spiria had baked this morning were paired with it, adding a splash of color. Thanks, Spiria. Your sweets look yummy as always. Oh, the scent of food fresh from the oven. You'd never come across this in the Sage Tower. And I smell something aromatic and sweet. Did you use honey? I got it in one. We just got our hands on some fresh honey. It all looks fabulous. Thanks for the treat. Hold on. Saying hold on because I had to sneeze and then it went away again. God damn it. The next step was to add milk and sugar to the teacups with rising steam until they complemented the cupcakes just right. Then we resumed our conversation. I was really hoping the scene would be one of those, couple minute scenes so we could, end the part at a normal time, but, whatever. So what's this about a fight? I heard that much. I was asking Mom about married life. We haven't had the chance to talk about it much. Yeah, there are some things you gotta experience yourself before you can really understand them. Spiria nodded to herself. That Mom asked her the same question I'd asked earlier. What about you, sister? Did anything change after you got married? Me? Let me think. Well, the biggest one had to be starting this tavern. Well, that's right. Lieber was founded by you and your husband, wasn't it? Yep. It was a dream of his since he'd been young. We saw our marriage as the opportunity to start something new. The layout, the interior, a lot of it's his taste. And all the iconic recipes on our menu are ones we originally came up with together. Wow. Spiria's husband had passed away before I moved into Lieber. Actually, it was further back, all the way before I was even born. I'd never met him in person. I only heard stories about him from our longtime regulars. Kind of wish I'd had the chance to meet him. After all, he must have been sort of like the atmosphere of this tavern. Warm and happy. He was much more mellow and easygoing than Rigel. You might have been disappointed. Yeah, he really was. Spiria often berated him about it, saying, "Don't be a doormat, okay?" When Spiria spoke of her late husband, she looked wistful and her eyes wavered. But then she put on a radiant smile that swept her gloom away as she looked about the tavern's interior. He may not be physically with me anymore, but his presence is in every nook and cranny of Lieber. And that's why Lieber's my very life itself now. Your life itself? It wasn't often that Spiria took the initiative to speak of her husband, but I felt that it was a sign of just how profound her love was. Okay, enough of the embarrassing questions. Though what made you ask all of a sudden? Oh, that's a good question. Is something on your mind? Faced with two worried gazes, I hurriedly shook my head. No, I'm not troubled or anything. I just figured I'd ask. The concept that I was married didn't really hit me at first. It felt kind of surreal. But I've settled down a bit, and it's finally starting to sink in. I see. That's why you wanted to ask for antidotes, beginning with the people close to you. A marriage is a turning point in life. Feeling a little lost at the change it brings is only normal. Yeah. Aw, don't be so anxious. If something's bothering you, don't deal with it alone. Discuss it with Relita. There's no rush either. You can adapt one step at a time with your precious partner. Mom smiled at me before taking a gulp of tea, then... So here's my opinion. When you decide on our grandchild's name, I want you to use part of my name. Didn't I just say that you're being way too hasty? Save the delusions for your dreams, thanks. Mom glanced over at the two guys who were still bickering, and you're talking about grandkids, and I'm not into that. Stop it. Don't put babies in my uterus. Get out. Marriage isn't always bliss. There are plenty of times that are rough, painful, or troubling, but there are definitely more good times than bad in the end. Looking back, I can now declare that with confidence. More than anything, I got to meet you, Spacey. Oh, stop that. Don't be like, I got married and I had you, like you're the best. No, stop. Don't try to get Grandma up in here. Mom combed through my hair with her fingers and smiled at me with her tender eyes, as if she was looking at her treasure. I felt shy, but also elated. My eyes grew moist of their own accord, and then... Hey! Oh, hey! You guys are monopolizing all the food! No fair! I smell honey. I'm getting hungry. The pair that had been fighting mere minutes ago now had their arms around each other's shoulders. Oh, wait! There's only one cupcake left! Sorry, you two were busy fighting over nothing, so we girls went ahead and ate them by ourselves. I'm a victim who was unfortunate enough to be Rigel's target. Not my fault. I distinctly remember you eagerly fanning the flames, Rolita. Now, you two, rest assured, there's more in the back. I'll take care of their drinks then. You're not getting rid of me this time. And just like that, I headed into the kitchen to prepare a light meal with Speria. And that's where we'll end it. So anyway, we'll continue next time. I like the addition of having our parents here bickering with Rady. It's pretty fun. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.